Well, education is going to be the main focus in Olympia, along with the transportation budget. We're looking at how we fund the McCleary decision, the K-12, Initiative 1351 on the class sizes. We've passed some legislation on early learning, and we're looking at the higher education funding, particularly WSU Everett, where we're looking to include funding for some new programs, software engineering and data analytics. I think probably what's important is in our higher ed funding that we focus a little bit on workforce needs. Businesses told us where they need those areas, and that's what we're going to do here. I think tax exemptions are probably an important tool here for the state to make sure that our citizens have jobs. However, they ought to have some piece of accountability around those. We have a bill over in the Senate that talks about local tax exemptions, and in that, it does have job accountability numbers. The current Boeing one does not, and as a result, we've seen thousands of jobs being shipped out of the state. And what we're asking for is a little more accountability if we're going to grant those exemptions. When you look at other states, they are tying those breaks or whatever they give the particular businesses with job production numbers. We deserve the same treatment. Well, I think there were a couple of issues that passed out of labor that have strong import for the public. One is the minimum wage bill, which has a minimum wage spread out over 4 years that goes up to $12. That's been moved out of the House and over to the Senate. The second issue is the sick leave bill, which would provide a lot of people with the ability to take care of themselves or their families when they're ill. No one wants to go to a place where somebody's ill and they had to come to work and deal with that. We need to give people some latitude and some breaks there and help when it comes to sick leave. And thirdly, we passed a Gender Equity Act, which essentially says, in a short way of saying it, that if you do the same work, no matter what your gender is, you're going to get the same pay. And this pushes the agenda on that so that we can begin to make sure it happens. We're busy looking at the Senate bills from the Labor Committee over there, and they're doing the same thing with our bills and deciding which ones are going to hear.